Thank you everyone for taking time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is probably sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have a 2002 Acura NSX selling for $370,000, marking a new record on Bring a Trailer, and she looks nothing short of beautiful. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Adam Eastmail, who's a writer at thedrive.com. Here you can see that iconic Acura NSX, or if you're anywhere but the United States, it's the Honda NSX. But you know, we like fancy premium things in America, so we like Acura. That's a fun fact of the day. They thought no one in America would buy a Honda supercar, so they badged it to Acura in the United States, which I still think it's a smart marketing move to do that, since, again, make more money with premiums and your fancier items. Great halo car for the Acura brand, which, again, Honda owns Acura. It's their luxury version, just like Toyota owning Lexus and Nissan. Well, they really have luxury. They have Infiniti, but that's more of a joke these days. Now, they say, quote, "Is this Acura NSX just sold for $370,000? What do you even say anymore? The Silverstone Metallic NSX with a dealer-installed supercharger and 9,000 miles, just set a record for the most expensive NSX sold on Bring a Trailer," which, yeah, probably one of the... It's a dangerous website. You'll spend a disproportionate amount of your time window shopping at that site and never placing bids. I may or may not know from personal experience. Now, they say, quote, "This NA2 Acura NSX with a Comtech supercharger kit and about 9,100 recorded miles cost $89,745, including shipping when it was new in 2002. I think gas was also a nickel back then. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but Nickelback was a popular band back then. That kind of ages it. Now they say in today's money, it's about 100. Geez, inflation, the silent theft. In today's money, that's $157,500. You could double that conversion and still not land anywhere near this Silverstone Metallic NSX that just sold on Bring a Trailer. Once the auction hit $260,000, a pair of bidders battled for nearly 2 days when the hammer came down at an eye-watering $370,000. Let's get some extra pictures of this beautiful piece of Japanese engineering, which I always debate if I like the first version or the second version of the NSX, where this one does not have the pop-up headlights. This is the refreshed, a couple years into the model, or the development and manufacture of the car. You always do a facelift and give a little bit more stuff to make it fancier. It looks slick and really cool right there, but part of me likes the very, very original. I had the pop-up headlights, which, of course, that would date that even more. Now, they say, quote, "What's interesting about this particular case is that you wouldn't expect a, quote, modified car to return such a record-setting bid." Really? The difference here is that the NSX supercharger was installed by the original dealer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a dealer install. It's like factory approved. Fascinatingly enough, that usually isn't much of a detriment to collector cars. Kind of like Honda. Well, Honda has a Honda factory performance package, like for the Honda Civic Si I really wanted, but couldn't justify the cost when I got mine, where you could get some extra piece of, yeah, it's a whole package, but really just extra pieces of plastic bolted onto it, slightly better suspension, and that's it. And it does look pretty slick. You get new tires, new rims, or I believe it went from 18 to 19-inch rims on the Civic HFP package. But again, if it's dealer installed, that is a one time where it doesn't seem to destroy the car's value. Aftermarket, and it's sad and hilarious when you see these used cars for sale, when they're custom, the rule of thumb is the more you customize it, the less it's worth, because again, it's very unique to you. That's why when you trade a car in, they always knock down the value if it's customized. So I always tell people to keep the original parts if they have them, or the space ability to house them. Now, they say, quote, "Pikes Peak Acura in Colorado, which also added a custom exhaust system and a rear strut tower brace for the sports car before the owner took delivery. That's about as legitimate of an official mod as you can get, and it may have actually helped this particular NSX rather than hurt it." They continue saying, quote, "Silverstone Metallic on gray leather was also reportedly an uncommon spec for 2022. I'm more of a Indy yellow/formula red guy myself, That's kind of a rarity, which, yeah, there's a really nice 2000, I think it was a 2000, what is it, 2001 model NSX in DFW. It's yellow. You see it every once in a while in the summer. It looks amazing. Now, they say, quote, the post-sale comments represents a mix of incredulity at the final price, as well as satisfaction from current NSX owners, which, yeah, most people like to see the stuff they own go up in value. And then they can say, hey, my Acura is worth this much more because a similar, well, not too similar Acura NSX just sold for this. Now they say that sales like this leave me wonder, never quite knowing how to feel. On one hand, it's 370K is a chump change to you, and you really want this. Who's going to stop you? I also thought that that's within NSXR territory, but no, those tend to be priced considerably higher, at least twice as much as higher. Jeez Louise. Then again, RM Southern Beast tried to move a NA1 NSXR in Miami last year, projected for $500,000, and nobody bid. Yeah, that's a pretty penny. Let me actually go down and show a couple more pictures of this beautiful feat of engineering. And again, it's revolutionary for Honda, which to this day, Honda is really known for reliability over performance. So again, I love my Civic Si, but yeah, this is a time when, I mean, Italian supercars were, trying to think of a good metaphor, as reliable as a Ford. That is to say, yeah, utter junk. I mean, they were unreliable, expensive, but they were loud and fun. I'll give them that. The Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and they still had the courtesy to give the customers a third pedal like they should always. And Acura, Honda came out and said, hey, what if we make a supercar that's actually fun and reliable? Now, it is a little disappointing that, again, from the factory, it says V6 engine, which, again, at that time, even to this day, when people buy a supercar, usually want a V8 or bigger. But I mean, shoot. I mean, they used to have nice 12 cylinders glory in the Italian vehicles before the governments tried to shut them down and make less exciting and, well, less cylinders, less fun. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see these sell more and more. And again, it's one of those things where, I mean, not investment advice. I think these will continue to go up in value. They will not beat the S&P 500. Few things in the world ever have in terms of an actual investment. But again, when you like the analog beauty of this, the lack of technology, the manual option, the fact that not too dissimilar to the Ford GT, the new Ford GT is a V6, which already turned off some people, and it is also mostly technology and mostly a computer on wheels. It's an automatic transmission too. And that's why, again, I think that the original Ford GT will eventually, within maybe 5, 10 years, 15 years, surpass the second market value compared to the new Ford GT, just like the Acura. I mean, there's a really famous commercial about the Acura NSX coming back out, and got some fanfare of Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld doing a funny commercial because they're both gearheads. They want the first SKU or the first VIN number. It was a cute commercial, but which car is going to withstand the test of time? Which one is a better driving experience? I mean, the NSX, the new one, I mean, it came out, but it was mostly bland, partially because there's just too much hype and they didn't deliver. So they said they're going to have this cool car, and they took way too long, and a lot of the excitement, I think, went away. I think that's a variable of why they're not as popular as other competitive sports cars in that category. But again, I think long-term, these are going to be solid, fun cars, and you'll never get it again, in part because of regulations around emissions, but also, can't forget, you also have all the safety things where you have to have 58 million airbags in a vehicle and be able to jump off and do a somersault if you get in an accident these days. I'm only partially exaggerating, but again, there's, this does have an airbag, the specific vehicle, but again, compared to modern safety technology regulations, I really don't see this being made as it was anytime soon. So again, I thought it was really cool to see this go for sale. I mean, shoot, way beyond my budget, but shoot, wouldn't that be a fun dream come true to own one of these marvels of engineering? But let me know in the comments, do you think that was just completely overpriced? Do you think this actually crashed down in value? Let me know, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your co-workers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.